What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just, back in another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying thank you everyone for subscribing. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so I post another video. Also follow me on Twitter, links gonna be in the description. What's up, y'all? So I am doing a little bit of a different type of video that I've done probably in the past. I haven't done this in a while. Basically, I want to give y'all some manga collecting tips. Now, these tips, they are mainly for like beginner collectors, people who just started getting into manga, who probably just started reading or just are even thinking about getting into the hobby. These aren't really necessarily for my veteran collectors. There might be a couple series in here that y'all might like, but if I'll be completely honest, if you're a veteran collector, you probably at least heard of these series, or at least probably either decide to pick them up or you decide that probably wasn't for you. So definitely this video is for my more beginner collectors trying to get started with their manga collection, trying to grow their manga collection, because honestly, one of the best ways and fastest ways to grow your manga collection is just to get completed series. So that's what I'm going to talk about here today. I'm going to talk about the best completed series that I currently have in my collection and that I think that anyone should pick up if they want to try and grow their collection. The first series I want to talk about is Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. This is by far an amazing series, and it's a little bit different than what a lot of people like to collect, because most people, they like to start collecting, things like just the basic battle shown and things like that. That's normally like the foothold that a lot of people get into. Love is Hard for Otaku is an amazing series because it's just a different take on just into otaku culture. This is a nice, I believe it's technically considered josei. It's beautiful slice of life rom-com. It's nice, it's chill, and this is honestly in my top 3 favorite manga of all time. So basically what the series is about is a group of friends. They all work together. They're all about in their mid-30s to late 20s, and they just work together. They all in the same office, and they just live their lives as otaku. Some of them are heavy gamers, some of them read manga, some of them do cosplay. So it's just them just basically keeping up with their, not only their regular daily lives as in the work culture, but then you see their otaku side where they like to express themselves, they like to go to conventions, they like to write fanfic, they like to make manga, they like to play video games, or do all that types of stuff. And this is probably one of the better series I like to add to your collection because it's nice, it's short, only 6 volumes. You are able to get the volumes either single, or they do have a box set that's included as well. And most of the series I'm going to talk about today, they either are relatively short, nice, completed series, or they have box sets where even if it's a little bit longer, it's still easier to collect for. It's not going to be too hard on the wallet. So the first one I do want to talk about was Wotakoi, because that one is by far one of my favorite manga I've ever read, because it was just an insane take on just the otaku culture, because I've never seen anything like that. I'm not necessarily new, but I don't really express my love for anime manga outwardly to a lot of people because that's just not how my circle is around. I do it through here, through YouTube, through y'all. So this is how I talk about my love for manga, my love for anime, and to see basically people at their work culture, they were able to not only get all their work done, just live their regular lives, but also just be enveloped in that culture was amazing to me. And because I am around their age, it's just super relatable. Anyone that is around my age, in their mid to late 20s, you definitely gonna really pick this up because you definitely might relate to it. So Wotakoi is my more slice of life josei series. Now let's go to some crazy action, and that's Crazy Food Truck. I love this series. It's so good. I mean, it's only 3 volumes, nothing crazy. The artwork is by far beautiful. I mean, I cannot believe how good the artwork is. And basically the series consists of 3 volumes, and it follows the main character Gordon. He is trying to save the girl that he finds just sleeping in the desert because the military is after her. So they're trying to capture her, and it's basically just, like it says, a insane crazy food truck adventure, because in this world specifically, it's very post-apocalyptic. There is no water anywhere, and all of the animals, they basically they evolve to where they can only live in the desert. Here you see this flying fish, because there is no water where the fish can swim. That's one of the good things I really like about this series, because even though it is 3 volumes, you really just dive into the world. It really just, the world building is unbelievable. The story is a little chaotic. Like it says, it's a crazy food truck adventure. Gordon has a food truck, and he's just trying to go around, sell his food that he makes, So it's a little bit slash cooking slash action series, because when he's making it, you actually see like the ingredients that he's using, and those panels are, oh my god, unbelievable. I mean, just the panels of him making his food is incredible. I love it so much. It actually gets me hungry after reading it. The entire series is just him trying to protect this girl that he found. He does have a reason to why he wants to protect her, but I'm not going to spoil anything for y'all. This is nice, short, 3 volumes. If you want just crazy, non-stop action, this is honestly action from the very first page to the ending. I mean, it's insane what goes on in this series. Definitely pick this up. I really do think this is a nice, easy, completed series anyone can pick up. 3 volumes, it's not going to hurt the bank at all. And you can definitely pick this up and just add something nice to your collection. Now that we got the action out the way, I want to get a little bit more into like the psychological stuff, and that's A School Frozen in Time. This series, honestly, I only really got the series because I really fell in love with the covers. But once I started reading this, it's, oh my god, it's really, really nice psychological series. So for this one, this only has 4 volumes. So again, all these series I'm going to talk about today, they really only have, at most, maybe some of them have like 10 or 11 volumes. Everything is going to be very, very condensed. School Frozen in Time, unfortunately, does not have a box set, so you do have to pick those up singles. But you could definitely find those around. I picked all 4 of them up at one shot. A School Frozen in Time follows a group of high school friends, and basically this is right after winter recess when they're coming back to school. And unfortunately, one of their friends, they actually committed self-deletion before the winter recess. So now all the kids, they're coming back after, dealing with that trauma that they witnessed. And when they go back into the school, they realize this group of friends, they're the only ones in the school, and the school is completely locked down. They cannot get out. They can't break the windows. They can't break the doors. They're stuck in this school. And then it turns out that one of the group of friends, I think it's about 7 of them, one of them is actually the ghost of the one who committed self-deletion. And basically that person is blaming them and killing them off one by one. So the group of friends, unfortunately, when they got into the school, they can't remember which one of them was the one that's not supposed to be there, because unfortunately they've already passed. So they're trying to figure out clues, trying to find out who's the one that actually is not supposed to be with them before all of them end up dying. For this series, I do like to relate to like Among Us, if you've ever played that game, where you basically have to suss out who is the one that is not supposed to be there, who's the actual killer. So this one is a nice, incredible psychological series. I really, really do like this one. I was not expecting myself to like it as much as I do, because honestly, this was one of the ones that kind of went in blind. I did read the first chapter online, but I really only got it because of the cover, and it's by far a nice psychological series. There's a few twists in here that honestly I didn't even see coming, and I think basically that twist is going to get a lot of different people. Unless you basically know every single psychological thriller trope, this one's probably going to get you too. So I highly recommend this one if you just want more of a psychological mystery for this one. Now that we're done with the psychological stuff, let's get back to basically, it's kind of like what I'm known for at this point, because I really find myself picking up this type of genre all the time now, and that's my slice of life rom-coms, and that's Sweat and Soap. This is by far my favorite rom-com I've ever read. I cannot believe this. This is nice, it's chill, it's only 11 volumes. Now, 11 volumes, obviously, it is a little steep. It is longer than the other series I talked about today. But it comes in just 2 box sets that you can always find on sale. And it's an amazing, amazing series. This is just nice, wholesome, healthy relationship. I mean, the slice of life comedy in this is by far my favorite that I've seen so far. I've read other rom-coms by this mangaka, and honestly, this manga knows what the hell they're doing when it comes to just rom-coms in general. So for those of you that don't know, Sweat and Soap follows the couple. The guy, I believe he's the director, or he works for a fragrance company. He makes, different perfumes and soaps and things like that. And the girl, she has a uncontrollable amount of sweat. She's always sweating. She does her best to try and hide it. She does her best to try to keep herself clean all the time. But it doesn't really help. She's always sweating. And when the guy walks past, he actually smells her, and he was floored because he's like, wow, you smell amazing. And obviously she's very self-conscious because she's sweating. She tries to hide it with all the fragrances that she works for, because they do both work for the same company. She's more of like the logistics, like accountant type of role, while he's actually like the creative director. His job is to create the different scents. So he smells her and he's floored by it, because he doesn't know how that scent can just come about. So he goes and he tries to make a scent that kind of matches her. She is his muse. So he's getting ideas from this, and basically they grow into a very loving relationship. They get together, and it's just basically their entire life. Not I say entire life, but basically their entire relationship. So you see it, they start off as literal strangers who only work in the same company. They've never talked to each other, to the point where at the very end they actually do get married and have kids. And just seeing that growth, I mean, it's beautiful, it's loving. They have just such realism with their relationship, because yeah, obviously they're happy, but they do go through some trials and tribulations, but they communicate. That's probably the best thing I really do like about the series, is that with Sweat and Soap, when they get mad at each other, when things ain't going the way, they actually sit down like adults and they actually speak on it. They address what's wrong, they make their problems known, and they try their best to resolve it together as a unit. That's probably the healthiest thing I've ever seen in any type of media, and I just love this series. This is by far my favorite rom-com. If you like rom-coms at all, you need to pick this one up because it's by far the best. This one, like I said, only 2 box sets, 11 volumes. You're not going to break the bank because the box sets are always very, very cheap. Pick this one up. The last one I want to talk about is a nice horror manga, and that's Doubt. So Doubt is an incredible just horror game manga. I completely love this series. Now, I have been trying to get little, different genres and for different completed series. This one only has 2. It is an omnibus, so it is pretty big. But it is only these 2 volumes, and it's by far an amazing horror series. This, I wouldn't say is the best horror series I've ever read, but it's definitely probably one of the better ones, especially if you're not really into horror manga that much or you want to start getting into it. This is like a nice beginner step to actually get into horror manga, see if you actually like that type of genre. So basically for this one, In Doubt, these group of friends, they've never met, they finally meet in real life, and they've always been playing this video game online where basically they're trying to find out who the killer is. Similar to like Among Us, where the game is basically there's one killer and they try to suss out who the actual killer is. They've been playing this for, I think, about a few months to like a year. They finally meet in real life, and it turns out once they all do meet up, one of the friends wants to play the game for real. And it's insane because that person is actually going and killing all of the friends one by one, and they have to find out which one of them is the killer. It's very similar to A School Frozen in Time. It doesn't have that many psychological aspects like A School Frozen in Time. This is definitely more on like the horror shock value genre, but it's by far an incredible just like stepping stone into horror manga. I really do think this one is going to suit a lot of people. You can always find this series. For whatever reason, you can only find Doubt. I don't know why specifically, because this mangaka has other series. They have Secret and Judge. Those are out of print. I don't know why they're specifically out of print. I never really looked into it. But for whatever reason, Doubt is the only one that you can find. And it's an amazing, amazing, nice, just stepping stone horror series. I really do enjoy it. I think anyone should just pick this up. I think you'll have a lot of fun when you add this to your collection, because you just see a lot of shock and awe, because it's insane the types of like mental gymnastics that actually occur when they're trying to actually kill the friends one by one. It's insane. I really do like this one. And the last one I want to talk about is by far my favorite anime movie I've ever watched, and I think this is technically my first anime movie I've ever watched, and that's A Silent Voice. This is an amazing just coming of age story about redemption, because in this series the bully, the guy, he's a bully, he bullies this deaf girl from, I believe, when they were in elementary school, middle school. Then she had to go away. She moved away because of the bullying. It was very, very bad. And then they finally do meet up together, I think after in high school, like towards the ending of high school. And basically the guy, he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to basically do everything he can to just apologize and be friends with the deaf girl. And it's by far an amazing, just cute, just coming of age story, because he really does feel very much remorse. He does really try to get her forgiveness. My favorite thing is that you do find out that she kind of always thought of him as a friend, even though he was always bullying her. He really did try to think of her as a friend, and it was by far just the amazing, sweetest thing I've ever seen. This is only, I think 7 volumes, so it comes in a nice box set, and the box set, again, is very, very cheap. You can always find that on a sale, and you have to just pick this one up. This is probably like a staple that everyone needs to have in their collection. If you don't want to pick it up, you want to try it out first, I highly, highly recommend the movie, because it's, like I said, technically it's my first anime movie I've ever watched, because I don't really count like the Naruto, Dragon Ball Z movies. Those are like different types, they're like spin-off / filler, movies. I don't really count those as like anime movies. This was like the first like actual just standalone anime movie I've ever watched, and it honestly holds up to the test of time. It's by far an amazing, cute series, just about him trying to get her forgiveness, because he did so much bad to her that he really does hate himself for it. And you just see him just messing with those emotions. He's trying to figure himself out, figure him like his place in the world, while trying to do this good deed for this one person that he did bully. So that's my list on the best completed series that everyone should add to their collection. I really do think if you're just starting out in manga collecting, these are just no-brainer heavy hitters that you can always go for, and you're going to find them not only cheap, but you're going to be able to complete a nice series in your collection, and you're going to have a lot of fun because each one of these series is an amazing read. I highly do recommend it. Now, I did try to go 4 different genres for every type of selection. I hope I got to get a little bit of diversity. You know, if you don't like one, maybe you like the other. And who knows, even if I met my veteran collectors, maybe there's a couple series here and there that you probably never heard of, or maybe you want the defense of. I'm just hoping that I could put you on to a couple series. And definitely this video is really for my beginner collectors out there who don't know what to collect. They just want to build their collection as much as they can. You know, obviously take your time, build your collection however you want to build it. But definitely I recommend try checking out these series. You're not going to be disappointed. So that's it for my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so I'm posting a video. Follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.